and gentlemen, you are all dying. Every man, every woman, every child is dying. From the instant you are born, you begin to die, and the calendar is your executioner. That's no man can change or hope to change. Ponder well my words, ladies and gentlemen, and ask yourselves, is there any way you can postpone, perhaps for years, that final moment before your name is written by a bony hand in the cold diary of death? Well, of course there is, ladies and gentlemen. That is why I am here. Dr. Balthazar Quackenbush at your service. Hall of Fame, friend of suffering humanity, salvation of the patient, toiling brute. Purveyor of Quackenbush's famous scientific remedies, which stand betwixt you and the demon pain. Remedies proven effective by the finest medical minds in Paris, France. Nostrums welcomed in the scientific communities and the medical capitals of Europe and the Orient. Medicines and curative inventions such as Dr. Quackenbush's famous pink pills for pale people. Guaranteed to cure anemia after only one bottle. Dr. Quackenbush's famous galvanic electric liver pads, which when applied in the appropriate place on the naked human torso during the hours of slumber are absolutely guaranteed to cure pink eye, yellow jaundice, and athlete's foot after only one application. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Quackenbush's famous Kickapoo Indian Sagwa. Folks, I now call your attention to this bottle I hold in my hand, containing one of the greatest gifts to mankind. This Indian herb medicine is made from an ancient secret formula, handed down from generation to generation by the chiefs of the Kickapoo tribe. Folks, have you ever heard of a Kickapoo Indian having rheumatism? No. Have you ever heard of a Kickapoo Indian having scarlet fever, a sore throat, or a cold 1,000 times? No.
I never heard of a Kickapoo Indian.
It is written in the white man's Bible that 70 years is a long life. It is a common occurrence for a Kickapoo Indian to live to be 100 years old and never suffer an ache or a pain. How does he accomplish this wonderful feat? He does it with the aid of the medicine in this small bottle right here. Ladies and gentlemen, the Indian gave you America, and now he gives you the secret of health, happiness, and a long life. And it's all right here in this one small bottle. Isn't that right, Chief Sitting?
Full.
Now, folks, I don't expect you to accept these claims on blind faith. What do I think you are? Gullible? Hitched from the sticks? Rubes? Never let it be said that Dr. Quackenbush does not back up his claims. I shall now call for a volunteer from this audience to step forward with his or her affliction, no matter how grievous. Be not shy, for it matters not how hideous the disease or how grotesque the wound. Kickapoo Indian Sagwa shall relieve the suffering before your very eyes. Just raise your hand if you would like to be a volunteer from... There's a volunteer right there, ladies and gentlemen. Bring that man forward. Somebody get a stretcher. Oh, my poor friend. It's going to be a test today. My poor friend, it is apparent to me that you've been suffering for a good many years. My trained medical eye has already picked out several afflictions. Step right up here. My friend, I noticed that you're all stooped over.
Eh?
And he's deaf, too, ladies and gentlemen. Cannot hear a word I say. Tell us about your problems, old-timer.
I'm deep, just like you said. I mean, just like I thought you said. I mean, how can I know what you said? I'm deep. And I'm all crippled over, too. I'm all crippled over, too. And I can only raise my left arm this high.
Oh.
I used to be able to raise it this high. But now I can only raise it this high. Just that I've been like this
diseases yet to be invented which cannot be cured by Kickapoo Indian Sagwa. Just one dose, lovingly applied, and...
I can see! I can see the wells, Bill! I can hear music! I'm cured!
Well, another case cured by Kickapoo Indian Sagwa, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody catch that man and hose him down. May hurt himself. Folks, there are few people in the world today who feel so good that a few doses of Kickapoo Indian Sagwa would not make them feel a whole lot better and give them a new outlook on life. Kickapoo Indian Sagwa makes the eye bright, clears the complexion, and quickens the senses, and is a most wonderful tonic and appetizer. Kickapoo Indian Sagwa relieves a bad cold or cough in only 1 day, relieves the grippe in only 1 day, relieves the fever in only 1 day, relieves weakness and tired feeling in only 1 day, relieves a pain in the neck, side, shoulder, back, or hips in only 1 day, relieves a sick headache in only 2 hours, relieves an upset stomach in only 1 hour. Belching and gas on the stomach will pass in only 1 hour. Relieves the worst case of drunkenness in about 2 days. Kidney and bladder problems will pass in only 1 day. Relieves rheumatism, giving prompt relief from the pain. And Kickapoo Indian Sagwa relieves female disorder and feminine complaints better and faster than Lydia Pinkham's vegetable compound. What do you think of that? And Kickapoo Indian Sagwa will fix you so that your work will not tire you a particle and you will do your work in 10. Make that 20 times the ease. And it'll work 3 to 4 gallons of bile out of your system that is just as black as any black ink you ever saw come out of an ink bottle. And I will give $100 reward if it gripes you a particle or makes you sick in the slightest way. Isn't that right, Chief City?
Full.
Now, folks, I know that there are a number of you out there right now who have tapeworms and have been unable to rid your bodies and your family's bodies of these annoying little parasites. Well, prepare to bid farewell to tapeworms in your family forever. 1 dose of Kickapoo Indian Sagwa rids the body physical of tapeworms after only 1 bottle. Now, folks, if you want some proof, you shall have it. But I must warn all of you ladies out there that you must cover your eyes or prepare to swoon at what you are about to see. Medical science is not pretty. This miscreant tapeworm, which you now see before you, just 1 month ago was slithering at will throughout the body of none other than Queen Nancy of Regalia. But after only 1 dose of Kickapoo Indian Sagwa, this little beggar right here packed his bags and headed for a less hostile circumstance. Back into the bottle decks. Be careful, be careful. How's he doing?
Him winning.
Now, folks, perhaps you're still a bit skeptical and you don't want to take my words for it. Well, would you take the word of royalty? I don't like to brag, but I have under my care at the present time several of the crowned heads of Europe. Why, the U.S. mail is constantly loaded with correspondence from some duke or dauphin, some king of a powerful European nation such as Paris, France, begging me, pleading for help, for comfort, and for counsel. Why, King Fortescue of Bulgaria was snatched from the very jaws of death only last month, thanks to the contents in this 1 small bottle right here. And Queen Tammy Faye of Revlonia drinks a bottle of Kickapoo Indian Sagwa each and every night as a beauty aid. Now, folks, if royalty and crowned heads recognize the curative powers inside of this 1 bottle, why don't you? But don't take my word for it. Hear the words of a king. Hear the words of a king. No! This letter arrived in this morning's mail, ladies and gentlemen, and I shall have my learned assistant read it for you. Lend him your ears, folks, as he reads for you what is probably the most important letter ever received in this beautiful town of Logan. Lend him your ears. I shall return.
will know how to lead us through these dark days of ague, dropsy, and nervous prostration. If only there were 20 or 30, nay, make that 40 of you, so that your curative presence could be felt throughout the whole world. Thank heaven you left us. Oh, thank heaven you left us with your magic elixir. Kickapoo, Indian Sagwa. Without it, I don't know what of all of us royalty and crowned heads and fancy top folk would do here in Europe. And thank goodness we took your advice and bought several bottles for the reasonable price of only $1. Because an epidemic of Napoleon's revenge is sweeping the land here in Europe. Without your magic elixir, we wouldn't have a chance. Please give my regards to the people of faraway Logan, Utah. Our loss is their gain. And tell them for me, and for the sake of their wives, and helpless little babies, to buy lots and lots of Kickapoo Indian Sagwa for the reasonable price of only $1. Sincerely, King Pierre of Paris, France, one of the crowned heads of Europe. Now, I know what you're thinking, ladies and gentlemen. Each and every one of you are saying to yourself, "Self, how can I know for myself these things are true?" But I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we have an experience of many different individuals that we brought here that can give you their own experience today. All the way from Hypochondria, Illinois, we have brought Mrs. Hortense P. Sledgebottom to give you her experience. Let's give her a hand here, Chief. Let's lift her up.
Seven. Ladies and gentlemen, you might not believe it to look at me now, but there was a time when I wasn't very pretty. And I suffered from nearly every affliction known to modern science. I had crossed eyes, I had halitosis, neuralgia, I had some of that there. That looks pretty good. I had diarrhea. I was in dire straits, ladies and gentlemen. And the doctors could do nothing more for me. And they were preparing to call for the undertakers. When my husband, Burl, looked out the window. And what did he see? He saw Dr. Quackenbush in this very wagon right here, pulling into the town square across the street from our house. Well, in a flash, Burl waddled across the street and bought from Dr. Quackenbush for the reasonable price of only $1, a bottle of Kickapoo Indian Sagwa. And then he tore back for home. And within an hour, he was back at my bedside, shoveling it down my throat in great gulps. He was lovingly administering the first sips of Kickapoo Indian Sagwa. You might not believe this, ladies and gentlemen, but when I took that first swallow, I heard angels' wings as they flew out my bedroom window empty-handed, gone back to the pearly gates to report that Hortense P. Sledgebottom's days on the earth were not numbered yet. And that night I was up with a pick and a shovel by lantern light digging us a new well. That's how good I felt. Sagwa really does. My husband Burl's been sneaking a little Sagwa on the side, too, and he's been doing pretty well for himself, too. Thank you very much, lady. Get your hand up, snotty. Thank you.
Let's give her a hand, Mrs. Hortense P. Sledgebottom. What you're all thinking, ladies and gentlemen, how could this magic, mysterious elixir have such an impact upon animate and inanimate objects? But I'm here to give you your own personal sign of the fabulous power contained within these bottles. Here I have 3 different ordinary cowhide ropes. One of them a little bit too big, some too small, and one of them just right. Now, if you can think of all these just like yourself, some of us might think we're a bit too big, little too small, some too thin, others not so thin. But if you can think to yourselves, almost in this aspect, Kickapoo Indian Sagwa can cure these same problems, because I'll bring every one of these ends right to the top, the little bitty one, the medium-sized one right there. Bring up, let me try this one more time. Hold it just like this. All right, let's try again. The little one up to the top right there. Quackenbush just taught me this one. Bring it up to the top like this. bring the medium one up, and say the magical words abracadabra, and look, Kickapoo, Indian Sagwas made them all the same size. I forgot the Kickapoo size. Or just a little bit of the fumes on the top of this, considering it's empty. Holding it just like this. Bring every one of them together. Say the magical words abracadabra, and look, they're all the same size. We got your one right there. We got your two right here. We got all three the same size. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking right now, can I just have one more person tell me? But we have brought another person, one of the slickest, one of the most educated, one of the most bond-swap fair type of individuals here in this here American West. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a little bit about this man. This man used to ride with the Dalton gang. He used to ride with the James gang. Why, he even used to ride with our gang. This is the only man alive today that has actually beat Jesse James in a game of checkers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome for Gunpowder Pete.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me, madam. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Here we go. Oh, here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Gunpowder Pete, you what? Oh, I knew that. My name is Gunpowder Pete, and you probably read all them things what's been written about me in them books. I'm here to prove that it's true, too. And we're going to treat you to a sharpshooting demonstration. Let's see what you ain't never seen before in this beautiful town, my favorite town in the whole world. Logan! Now we're going to be, hot lead going to be flying through the air here just a minute. As soon as I find the ground, what I'm going to do is, thank you, sir. And I'm going to go out here on the grass of fur piece. And we're going to shoot some cans off of that wagon right out there. Now, you might want to cover your ears and duck kind of low. Are you ready?
Hey, Gunpowder! The wagon's over here.
Oh! I knew that. I sure hope I don't kill anybody this short. Did I get anything?
You missed the whole town of Logan, but you got the only chicken in the valley.
Oh, good. We'll have it for supper. I need some Sagwa. That's what I forgot to do. I got it. Breakfast and champions. Oh, that's good stuff. Ah, I'm healed. I'm cured. Kickapoo Indian Sagwa has healed my eyes. I got the eye of an eagle. Forget the cans. Have you got a silver dollar, Dex? I feel good.
I got one, Gunpowder.
Toss it up. I'll plug it for you.
All right, you make the rules. Yes.
Go! Did I get it?
You got it, Gunpowder.
You got a quarter?
What's that?
You got a quarter?
A quarter.
A quarter.
Big.
I feel good.
I mean, too
Toss
small.
it up.
Too small.
I'm on a roll.
All right,
Here,
you make
there
the
we go.
rules up. Here we go. Too small. You got 2 dimes and a nickel.
Toss up one of them dimes now, and I'll get you 10 pennies.
We gotta hit the cans,
Oh,
Gunpowder.
the cans, I forgot the cans. All right, this is gonna go fast, folks. Here we go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think you ran out of ammunition.
Guess that just goes to show you how potent that Sagwa really is, huh?
Amazing Dexter, ladies and gentlemen. Gunpowder all over my clothes. Folks, you probably are wondering how I, a paleface, ever came into possession of the secret formula for Kickapoo, Indian Sagwa, guarded from white man's eyes for so many hundreds of years. Well, it's a stirring story, and I'll tell it to you now, and after that you shall be able to buy for yourselves a bottle of Kickapoo, Indian Sagwa. In my younger days, before I got my Doctor of Medicine degree from the University of Paris, France, School of Medicine and Mortuary Science, I was a cavalry scout. And one day we were out on patrol and our outfit was ambushed by a war party of Chickamauga's Indians. And every last man was slaughtered and scalped by those redskins, except for myself. My horse was shot out from under me and I escaped into the sanctuary of the forest where I lived for many days off of my expertise as an outdoorsman. And then, one moonlit night, I heard tom-toms and I heard a female scream. Heard a female scream, and I looked through the brush, and I saw a war party of Pawtucket Indians, and being fluent in all Indian languages and dialects, I was able to tell that they had kidnapped the princess of the Kickapoo tribe, whom they regarded as enemies, and were preparing to sacrifice her to their heathen gods. Well, through stealth and diversionary tactics, I was able to cut her bonds and spirit her away into the forest, but not without first receiving a very nasty tomahawk gash right here in my side. Well, we stumbled on for many days. She told me her name was Princess Tunawupi, and she was beautiful. But I was dying from my wound, and finally we stumbled into the Kickapoo camp, and her father, the chief, was so grateful to me for returning his daughter to him that he cured my wounds. As I lay there in his teepee on death's doorstep, he smeared a salve on my wound, which he called Sagwa. And ladies and gentlemen, within 8 hours, that gaping, pus-oozing, maggot-infested gash in my side was nothing more than an innocent little pink scar. And that night I was up dancing around the fire with my Indian friends, celebrating my marriage to Princess Tunawupi. And her father, in his gratitude, also gave to me the secret formula for Sagwa, guarded from white man's eyes for so many hundreds of years. Last year, my beloved wife, Tunawupi Quackenbush, died.
How?
And how?
How died?
No Sagwa. But before she breathed her last, she beckoned me to her bedside and made me swear a solemn vow that I would take the formula for Sagwa, make it into a tonic, and take it to the four corners of the earth so that all of mankind could benefit from its restorative powers. And then she made me promise that I would never defile the sanctity of Sagwa by trying to make a profit from it. That I would sell it only for what it cost me for the 11 secret herbs and spices, the reasonable price of only $1. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it shall be your opportunity to buy for yourselves, for your families, for your babies who trust you, a bottle of Kickapoo Indian Sagwa. My accomplices, my assistants, the Quackenbush whackers, will now circulate amongst you. Hold on to your wallets and purses, and please do have the correct change of Kickapoo Indian Sagwa, only $1, the reasonable price of only $1. Raise your hand and they shall come to you. There's one, get it right there. Kickapoo Indian Sagwa, the wonder cure of the century. Absolutely guaranteed to cure snake bite, gout, cancer, headache, and deafness. As there are only one bottle. We must be leaving soon, ladies and gentlemen. We must hurry. The sheriff was, the weather is moving in on us, and next to the last call for Kickapoo Indian Sagwa. Absolutely guaranteed to cure cross eyes, piles, neuritis, dropsy, and bladder ailments after only one bottle. Kickapoo Indian Sagwa. Going once. Right there. Right there. Let's get a bottle for this youngster. Right there you go.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. One bottle for you. One bottle for you. Kickapoo Indian Sagwa. Accept no substitutes. One bottle for you. Thank you so much, my dear. You'll probably grow a foot by morning. One bottle for you. You'll never miss another day of school. Kickapoo Indian Sagwa. Accept no substitutes, ladies and gentlemen. Cures dropsy, bladder ailments, nearsightedness. Two bottles for it. Thank you, my dear. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Chief City. Oh, very good day, very good day. We'll eat tonight. Have you seen the sheriff? Kickapoo Indian Sagwa. There is absolutely one documented case of a man who was risen from the dead as he lay on the mortician slab after a bottle of Kickapoo Indian Sagwa was accidentally knocked over on the shelf above him, and it dripped down into an open cut on his cheek. Rose from the dead. It's in the Journal of Medicine somewhere. Kickapoo Indian Sagwa relieves teething pains, dropsy, dyspepsia, and rheumatism, as well as scrofula. 9 ones. I can't count that high. You have to. Yes. Kickapoo Indian Sagwa. Going once. Going twice. Going once. Going twice. I keep losing my place. Kickapoo Indian Sagwa. And gone. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your attendance here this afternoon at our medicine show. This reminder that we do have a Wild West review featuring the players, at what time? 8 o'clock tonight. Next medicine show at 7:15, unless the sheriff comes.